Hey guys, it's Deepad here. I just wanted to make a quick little video to explain a situation that we had discovered while we were doing the podcast recording, and that is from a few moments in the podcast, myself and RobotToaster ended up getting disconnected while we were doing our call to record, and I am unbelievably tired as of this moment, so I didn't really feel like editing those little segments out, so we just kept them in. So that's why I decided to make this little disclaimer just so you guys are aware of it. I promise I will get better with my editing in the future. But with that all said and done, let's get this podcast rolling. Enjoy the video, you guys.
The following podcast may contain foul language which some may find offensive. Unless you're a robot, they don't count.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to episode 25 of the Yin and Yang podcast. As always, I'm your host, D-Pad, the host with the most. And with me, as always, is YuyuKirby.
Hi there.
And this is a big podcast for us because we finally have our third co-host, and that is our dear friend, RobotToaster. Welcome to the podcast, Toaster.
Hi guys, sorry about my early start there.
No, you're fine.
It's fine. It's fine. Like we're still, we're 25 episodes in, and we still have some hiccups here and there. It's fine.
Reminds me of a podcast that I listen to.
Nice. But yeah, to start things off, I want to give a quick shout out to my friend Hannah for providing the voiceover for the little disclaimer at the beginning, and hopefully Toaster doesn't send her robot friends after me for that.
Not
Disclaimer.
making any promises.
Well, I am great. I'm gonna have to sleep with one eye open now. Thank you very much. It seemed like a good idea at the time.
System. Oh wait, the security system is also a robot.
I mean, I could just put a brick over my door so that when you open up the door, it works.
It's not gonna help.
Anyway,
it's not gonna help.
What about a bucket of water? Because doesn't water short circuit robots?
Oh, that's not water. It's gas.
Dang it. Oh well, I'm screwed. I'm screwed either way. But anyway, to start things off, I want to address. We haven't done a podcast in a while. Things have been insanely crazy on my end of the podcast, guys. 2 weeks ago, a friend of mine, a mutual friend of the podcast, my friend Steven, his uncle passed away, and so me, 50 Cal, and another friend, we just decided to spend a weekend in Saskatoon with him, and then I ended up staying the entire week, went to the funeral, and then after that, some other stuff kind of happened that I don't want to really get into, if that's okay with you guys. We're
fine.
still in the process of dealing with it, and I am running on little sleep right now, so I apologize if I kind of drift off. But yeah, then I'm also leaving again for another trip after the podcast. Yay! So there's that. But how have you been, guys?
Annoyed.
Pretty good.
Why have you been annoyed?
Feel some pullback behind the veil because D-Pad's going to be leaving tomorrow. Me, D-Pad, and Edgy said we were going to do a little bit of recording for Split Screen Squad today after the podcast, and Edgy started streaming right when we were waiting for RobotToaster.
Oh man, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah,
not your fault. You're fine.
Oh no, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. Like I have to say this. Edgy gives me a lot of heck for not being there, and then when it's his, when he does it, it's it's fine.
We don't mean anything negative about Edgy. We don't mean anything negative about Edgy. It's just, dude.
Yeah, you get all upset when I'm not here, and then when you're, that's all we're gonna say. But, your streams, how have they been, Yuyu?
They've been going fine.
I know that you've been doing something a little bit different with your streams.
Stream mods.
Yeah,
I've been basically replacing the full VODs with basically just bit up chunks.
Honestly, the VODs are a great way to catch up. Honestly, that's what I've been like watching during like my lunch breaks, because I have to make an effort to actually join your streams once in a while again.
Yes, you do.
I've been swamped.
Yes, you
Yeah,
do.
I've been swamped with stuff. Hopefully after this weekend, things will return to normal and I can finally get my stuff back on track, because the podcast, Split Screen Squad, they're not the only two things that I kind of fallen away from. I'm trying to get a story finished in time, and then this announcement that I was going to say, I am going to be making a movie with my friend 50 Cal.
Oh, really?
All right.
So, yeah, we're actually going to make a movie together.
Congrats.
So you're gonna make your own. So you're gonna take So you're gonna take your own beloved franchise and turn it into a horror series, aren't you?
No, we're going to be doing a like 007 kind of parody thing.
Like James Bond?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's another franchise I need to get into.
Yeah. For veteran viewers of the channel, we have like a puppet that we named Fluffy. We're gonna do something with him. Like that's like the idea for it, because we kind of came up with the idea, and we think that we have a really good plot. I don't want to spoil it yet, but we're gonna try and get a trailer done within the next 3 months or so. So I'll probably share that on the podcast.
All right.
At some point.
All right.
Yeah. That's the other thing that I've been really busy with, and I haven't really told you guys. Sorry to drop the bomb on you like this.
Nah, you're fine. I mean, I have something else I want to drop. Drop too.
Oh, yeah, but go ahead. Drop
So
it.
apparently we have a rumor of a beloved Nintendo classic being given a either being brought onto the Switch.
Which one?
Oh yeah, what's that?
You know you can shut me up anytime.
I want to say Donkey Kong Country?
D-pad.
I want to say Muppets.
Paper Mario.
I've heard of that.
Really?
1,000 Year Door
Really?
was the one I was singing though. Yeah, apparently a 1,000 Year Door remake is in the works. This is just a rumor. I'm not fully sure. We're not fully sure. It would be legit, really neat to do that. Because considering I don't have a way to play 1,000 Year Door anymore.
I wish I had a
console
so I could play all these games.
Definitely.
I mean, I have Steam, but I can't play Nintendo games on that.
Yeah.
No, wait
well, don't they have some Nintendo? Like, isn't Breath of the Wild for PC?
No.
Is it?
No. It's not.
I thought it was. My bad. But no. If the rumor for a Paper Mario 1,000 Year Door remake is legit, you can expect me to be squealing with joy when it's been confirmed. That is one game that I remember playing a lot of, and I think I ended up having to go through 2 GameCube controllers because I wore one of them out by just mashing the button so hard that the A button actually sprung off.
Good God, how fucking hard were you pressing that button?
Jeez.
Well, it wasn't just me, it was my brother and my cousin. They destroyed it.
Oh, that is horrible. Did they get in trouble for it?
No, it was probably an accident. It was probably an accident.
It was an
But
accident.
it's
like,
that doesn't make any sense, though. It's like, how you had to have been basically just hammering that stupid thing.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Like all I did was one time, I pressed the A button and it just like springs off, nearly whacks me in the eyeball.
Jeez.
Yeah, so that's when I found out that the controller was broken, and yeah, I wasn't too happy because I had spent weeks prior saving up for like that controller because that was my controller for like the system, like my own personal controller. I was not happy. But yeah, anyway, without further ado, as you mentioned in his update video recently that he did, he was kind of hoping for a longer podcast, and so he's got his wish this week. Because man, do we have a lineup for you guys today? And starting with, since Toaster's officially joining the podcast, the first topic is something that she had brought up on my server, and that is character deaths, and if it's okay to still be upset about particular characters in a series either being killed off or just dying. So I'm going to turn the floor over to Toaster, and so she can start things off.
Yep.
Okay, so I guess there's sort of more than one character I want to talk about. So you guys know what show I have been, like, sort of watching lately? Well, not sort of, I've been watching it.
Star Trek.
Well, yeah, I've been very much into Star Trek for a couple years now, and I am almost finished Deep Space Nine. And I found myself... Nice. Okay, so spoilers for anyone who hasn't seen DS9 Season 6, I guess. But at the end of Season 6, there's this very bad thing that happens, and, like, Gul Dukat, who's a bad guy, is possessed, basically, and he kills Jadzia Dax, who was a character I really liked. And... yeah. I mean,
you're still not over the death, pretty much.
Well, like, I've been thinking about it. It's not that I'm sad, it's like I'm distraught. And I know that part of the reason why it happened had to do with executive meddling and, like, something having to do with Jadzia's actress wanting a reduced role during the 7th season, because they were originally only supposed to get 6, but then they were renewed for a 7th, and then, like, Rick Berman, the guy who was in charge of DS9, was like, you're either on or you're not, so get rid of you, and so they killed her off on the show. I mean, they did, like, give her a replacement, Ezri, because, like, the thing with Jadzia is, so I might have to explain a little bit of the Star Trek lore for people who don't care or understand. So Jadzia is a Trill, and there are certain Trills who have these things in them called a symbiont. They're, like, joined, and see, when the Trill who is hosting the symbiont dies, the symbiont can then be put in another Trill, and so the Dax symbiont had been in, like, 7 other hosts before Jadzia, and in the beginning of the show, like, they all had to get used to, Curzon Dax is gone, it's Jadzia now. Some people say it's an allegory for being trans. I think I'm okay with that interpretation, but for me it reminds me a lot more of the whole Rose Quartz Steven Universe thing. But anyway, she's dead, and now the symbiont is in another Trill, Ezri, and she's really cute and sweet, and she reminds me a little bit of myself, but I still miss Jadzia Dax. I know I'm getting distraught about a show that ended like 20 years ago, but it still makes me feel a little bit sad. Am I overreacting?
I mean, like, honestly, I mean, if you're, like, attached to a particular character, then, you know, in all honesty, like, for me at least, like, you're allowed to feel still upset. Like, you're allowed to mourn the loss of that character. And I think I can speak for both me and Edgy. Sorry, not Edgy. Yuyu. What did I say, Edgy? I can speak for me and Yuyu when there's one particular series that has, like, a lot of character deaths in it.
Oh, believe you me, I have been very distraught over a certain other character's death as well. From the same franchise. You guys probably know what I'm talking about.
I think so, but how about you? Like, is there a specific character from, like, a series that, you know, you just weren't ready to be, like, killed off?
There are 2, but I'm not gonna talk about them because they are spoilers. and I know the fact that D-Pad still has not. I'm not sure where D-Pad is in this particular series.
Is it One Piece?
Yes, it's One Piece.
Yeah, it's One Piece.
It ends with all of
I'm
them dying.
Fuck no.
A meteor hits the
Fuck
Earth.
no.
They're all
Fuck no. Fuck you. Fuck you.
It's my evil laugh. I'm
Yeah.
trying to work on it.
Yeah, we'll have to work on the evil laugh later. But like, I'm gonna bring up like a particular character from like a particular book series that I was like pissed off with, and you know, I have to say this: the character like that really pissed me off being killed off was Professor Dumbledore from Harry Potter, because like you guys know that I love the series and I still enjoy it.
Honestly, I'm gonna let you continue. No, go ahead, continue, and then I'll give my thoughts. Go ahead and continue, then I'll give my thoughts. No.
Oh, I'm just gonna say like I remember like being so excited for like the Half-Blood Prince book. Like I waited like for midnight for the release and that. And then I just like kind of read through the entire book in like within the next 2 weeks, and so it's the point where Snape kills Dumbledore, and I'm just like, you bastard! Like keep in mind I was still like a teenager at the time, so I was just not happy.
All right.
So yeah, that's
all right. So I'm gonna give my thoughts on that. You really did not. You really was, Jimmy. You seriously were expecting Dumbledore was going to live throughout the entire thing, were you?
Yeah, I was honestly thinking that. Like, I did not think that they're gonna kill off Dumbledore. Okay, I honestly I thought if they were gonna kill off a character, it'd either be Ron or Hermione. That was what was going through my mind.
No,
that's what was going through my mind.
No, it's like if you're gonna say Sirius Black, then I'd fully agree. Sirius did not really deserve to die after getting very.
Yeah, he
little.
didn't. He's the other character that I just like.
Yeah, but it's like Dumbledore's like, no, Dumbledore's dying. I'll be straight honest, Dumbledore's dying.
Yeah. But there's that, and then what's the other series that I You guys remember Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
I've been meaning to see that.
Yeah.
I think it's Giles. Yeah, Giles or Giles. I can't remember how to say it. Like, he's Buffy's mentor. His girlfriend Jenny Calendar, when she was killed off by Angel, when Angel became his like vampire side.
Angelus, because that's such a creative name. It's like they just added a U and an S to his fucking name. It's like, why?
I mean, yes. I mean, we might have to do a podcast like down the line talking about Buffy, but like Jenny's death, like that was another death that really pissed me off, because as I'm starting to like the character now, they just kill her off. It's like, wow, what purpose did she have? She tried to help save Angel, and this is how he responds. Just wow. Okay, but yeah, honestly, Toaster, I think if there's a character that you really like, you can still mourn the loss of that character.
Yeah.
Even if they eventually come back.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't get into Dragon Ball and don't get attached. If you get into Dragon Ball, don't get attached to characters then. Because they kill off and revive a lot of people in that story.
I mean, okay.
No, but the first time I saw Wrath of Khan, I was so distraught over Spock's death that I pretty much had to watch Search for Spock later that day, just to get some clarity. Like, even though I knew he'd be coming back, it just made me distraught, is all.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Like it's like D-Pat said, you can be upset about a death.
All right, I'm sad about his death, even though he came back.
Yeah, and like speaking about Dragon Ball, like how many fans do you think still get ticked off like when they kill off like a favorite character? and
I mean,
that's
granted,
not
they
including.
don't do that. They don't do that in Super.
Yeah.
Because like if you,
So they
cause,
just,
That's good.
they just kill characters off and bring them back.
let's see. In terms of basically all the deaths in both Dragon Ball and Super, Krillin's died, Roshi's died, and Chaozu have died all in Dragon Ball.
Piccolo.
Piccolo doesn't count.
Piccolo.
Piccolo doesn't count.
Oh.
And also
Vegeta?
Piccolo's deaths in Z. Z,
Oh.
they kill off Goku, Tien, Yamcha,
Yep.
Chaozu, Piccolo in the first arc.
Yep.
And in the second arc, they kill off Vegeta. In the third arc, Goku sacrifices himself, so he dies again.
Yeah.
It's like,
and honestly, I'm gonna say this, but like another series, like I've lost count of how many times they've actually killed them off, and that's like the Superman comics. Because they killed him off a few times.
They kill off a lot of people in those series. The only death
reminds me of a little meme I've thrown around a few times.
Yeah.
The only death that's happened in straight stuck is Gwen Stacy's. Because they do not want to bring her
I'm gonna
back.
say Alfred. I'm gonna say Alfred too, because they were like in the recent like reboot of like the Batman comics, they literally killed off Alfred.
Yeah, but they haven't brought him back.
They haven't brought him back.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, like they're trying to deal like Batman has to like learn to like move on without the help of like his most faithful friend.
I mean,
yeah,
besides
Gwen
Commissioner
Stacy.
Gordon, besides Gordon.
Yeah, right. Yeah, besides Gordon.
But he still has Dick.
Yeah, and Barbara.
Yeah. That reminds me of seeing the one comic panel in which Dick and Damien meet Thomas and Martha, and they both and the older Waynes treat the boys like they're actually Bruce's sons, and it's really cute.
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
Well, they are technically his adopted sons, right?
Well, Damien is his biological son.
Yeah,
Damien is biological. Dick's adopted, but still,
Wait, so does that mean Batman had a wife at some point? Like he had
Talia, and I believe it was artificial insemination.
Oh man, gross.
No, it wasn't artificial. It was an artificial. Like they actually bumped together.
Oh, okay. I couldn't. Okay, I was either gonna say that or the R word, and I did not want to say the R word on here. If you are offended by that, I do apologize. I do apologize for bringing that.
We do apologize for that. No, I was just gonna say bump, but yeah, like they straight up like, because I remember. I think I still have the comic, but I have to check. But because one of the comics I have is like, Damien. He gets mad at Batman, and he's like, why am I here? And Alfred kind of comments like, you're here because your parents decided to fool around together one night.
that is Fresh Prince Jeffrey energy right there. That is that.
Yes. That's the one reason why I love Alfred. He can be sassy when he wants to be. But all right, I think that's it for this topic.
Yeah. So next up is a thing that's actually happened in the past. I think it was about a few years in the past.
Oh yeah.
But apparently, Monster Energy tried to basically file a complaint against Nintendo for Pokemon and Capcom for Monster Hunter.
That's stupid.
It straight is. I was like the only other time that they've gone up against a video game company for that was Ubisoft. Immortals: Phoenix Rising was originally going to be called Gods and Monsters.
Not to be that guy, but like, hasn't the word monster been used in other things?
Yeah, that's why it's fucking stupid. And honestly,
that's actually why I've heard rumors of this, but so Pokemon is short for Pocket Monsters, right?
Yep.
And the reason why it couldn't be called Pocket Monsters in the US is because there was already a toy brand called like Monsters in My Pocket, and they thought it sounded too similar. But if anything, I think Pokemon like works better because it sounds like its own thing. But back to what you were saying.
Yeah,
what
no,
were you
it's
saying?
like, yeah, no, it's like, honestly, it's like Ken Penders for Sonic. People are just waiting for basically, in this case, for basically someone, in the case of Ken Penders, it's Sega, to just go, all right, fine. We'll use we have a lot more money than you. We'll destroy you and cause you to go bankrupt.
Oh man.
People are just waiting for that to
Yeah.
happen.
Well, okay, I had to interrupt quickly here, but apparently Penders had heard about the Knuckles spin-off series that Paramount Plus is doing.
Why are they doing
And-
a spin-off series?
Because people love
It's for the-
Idris
it's-
Elba's Knuckles.
Yeah, it's to tie in with the movies because apparently, like,
Everyone
the
loved
second movie,
Idris Elba's Knuckles.
yeah, like he was the best thing about the movie aside from Jim Carrey. But like they want to do like a Paramount Plus series to kind of tie in between the before the movie and like after the movie. Like they're trying to set things up for. Yeah, they're trying to set things up that like focuses more on his origins and set things up for like the third movie.
Yeah,
I'm actually looking forward to the third movie. I mean, I still need to play more Sonic games.
Definitely, but apparently, yeah. So apparently, Penders had heard about the Knuckles series, and he is just seething with rage because he saw the second movie, and he got pissed off because they apparently, like, quote unquote, stole his warp ring idea. Because it's how like the warp rings, like it's how like he used like the ring and like create the portal.
Yeah.
It's how like Sonic and like them get around. Like he's seething like he tried to sue Paramount for that. He lost hard.
yeah.
But yeah. He's just a sad little man.
You are a sad, strange little man, and you have my pity.
I don't fucking pity him. Ken Penders can fuck right off.
Yeah. Yeah, it's because of Penders. It's the reason why the Archie comics for Sonic kind of failed, like bombed, like halfway.
I was doing a Toy Story reference.
Yeah, no, I know. We know.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the thing. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy that that like yeah that they I feel like Monster at that point, like they were thinking they're self-entitled to like the word monster. Like who remembers the whole Fine Bros incident when they decided they were going to
copyright React.
Yeah.
Oh, that was dumb.
Yeah.
Sorry, I couldn't like remember that. I couldn't think. I'm drawing a blank here. But so moving on. Unless we're done. Unless you guys want to talk more about this topic.
Nah.
No thanks.
Okay.
We've all said what needs to be said.
All right. So this was a topic that we were originally going to do 2 weeks ago, but we haven't because
this one's way too old, so let's kind of jump down
to
the next one, which is one I actually brought up. So apparently in an interview, let me just get straight to where it is. Basically, in an interview, Harada, creator, the guy behind Tekken, has stated that Tekken 8 will have rollback, and This is him saying it. More characters than Street Fighter 6 on. The rollback thing is nice. The second half is some real, more people are hyped for your game, but my game has more characters. That is just, dude, are you seriously trying to do this? That just makes you look like a man-child.
Yeah.
And I'm also not saying that because I'm not a big fan of Tekken. Even if I was,
Oh, yeah.
I would still be going, yeah, that makes you look like a man-child, Harada. Yeah, that's all I have to say on this matter.
Gotcha.
And I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, don't worry. All right, so the other topic, it's a short one, but it's actually really interesting. And Toaster brought this up because Toaster is, I guess you could say, you're a fan of Billy and Mandy, right?
Well, I'm a fan of a lot of Cartoon Network shows, but Billy and Mandy is a show I found really interesting. It was kind of I'd say it was my introduction to a lot of mythology and a lot of like dark humor. If anything, it was definitely my introduction to the Grim Reaper.
Yeah, I think it was either this or one of the Discworld books that was my introduction to death, or either that or Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Well, I mean, I knew what death was. I think this was
Yeah.
my first exposure to like the concept
Yeah,
of the personification of death.
Yeah, but apparently Maxwell Autumn.
Maxwell Adams.
There we go. Thank you. Apparently, he has expressed an interest in doing a Billy and Mandy revival movie.
Interesting.
Yeah. I sent the image to you guys. A friend of mine on another Discord sent me this tweet.
All right. Do you want me to read this for you guys?
Okay.
Maxwell Adams on his B&M revival movie stars all. Right now, his Cartoon Network is sitting on a project I came up with to introduce new audiences to Billy and Mandy that could, through time in a circuitous route, see me getting back to destroy us all. He says a script has been made, and then there's this image here for that. And why does Billy have a penguin?
What I want to know is, why does Mandy have like her child head on an adult's body, and why is Mandy an adult but Billy is still a kid?
Well, I mean, granted, we did have that one future look where Mandy was a giant evil worm.
And she made millions of clones of Billy, and there was something having to do with frogs or something.
Yeah, she gained her immortality from frogs.
Yeah, after
okay, upon further inspection, that's not an actual penguin. That's just a penguin backpack.
Okay.
Sorry,
but why does he have it?
Yeah,
it's gonna be a plot element.
But honestly, I'm all for more Billy and Mandy stuff. Like, it would be fun to relive that show because it was dark at points, but it was still fucking hilarious.
Maybe that's another show I need to rewatch. Like, recently I went back through all of Kids Next Door, I went through Avatar. I'm on, I guess you could say, a little nostalgia track. And, maybe Billy and Mandy will be my next one. I'm thinking either that or maybe Danny Phantom.
All right, well, since we're talking about Billy and Mandy, I have to bring up one of my favorite Billy lines from the show, and that is, sometimes our best friends are people we don't really like.
That's actually kind of sweet. Which I would not expect that from Billy and Mandy.
Yeah. It's hilarious.
Maybe it's just because Billy is an idiot.
Yeah, he's an idiot, all right. But the guy who voices Billy, he plays the character so well.
Richard Steven Horvitz.
Yes, I think so. Yeah.
He's also Invader Zim.
Yeah,
And,
he's also Moxie.
He's one of the Angry Beavers, one of the two of them.
Daggett.
That's
Daggett. He's also Rasputin from Psychonauts, which I still need to finish playing.
Is it good?
That was good. Yeah, good serious. But yeah, what are you guys' thoughts on like a potential Billy and Mandy movie? Let us know in the comments below. We would love to hear feedback from you guys and your thoughts on what could be a reboot for the franchise. And while I have to say this before we move on to the next topic, and if we're going to be doing a Billy and Mandy reboot, where's my Kids Next Door reboot? I want more Kids Next Door, damn it.
I have heard so many things about the Galactic Kids Next Door thing, and that it was like on the plate, and then it wasn't, and then it was, and then it wasn't. I could see it being on Adult Swim or something.
Yeah, I think it was on the plate, but then Mr. Warburton moved to Disney, and then he started working on the fantastic Muppet Babies reboot. So while I should be mad at that, I mean, we got a Muppet Babies reboot out of it.
You lost Kids Next Door because of Muppet Babies?
That's what I heard.
Okay, well, I should be mad. But I can't because
I was just saying, myself. I should be mad too, but you know, it's the Muppets. How can I be mad at these guys?
It's true.
But yeah, all right.
The Muppets could get away with murder and you'd still love them.
Okay, I'll have to tell you something after.
Okay,
but moving on to the next topic. This was actually brought to my attention by a friend of mine on Facebook. Apparently, some never before seen concept art from the pilot for Sonic the Hedgehog or Sad AM was leaked online by Twitter user Place and H. He discovered and archived these scans, originally designed by artist Yashinishi. I can't pronounce the last name, from Sega for the now defunct Deke Entertainment in April 1992. Now, these concept arts feature Tails, Sonic's sidekick, and I know this is just like a little thing, but I like this. We actually have some proof that there was like actually at one time a pilot for Sad AM, like an actual pilot, which would have been nice.
Oh, I need to. That should be another
and
show
I actually
need to watch.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, and what do you guys think of the art?
I think it's really cute.
No.
Yeah.
Give me a minute. I am actually currently saving these because she just recently put these up right now.
Well, I didn't think you'd actually remember them, so bite me. Okay, there's that.
Yeah, so basically, give me a minute so I can actually put these up onto the thing. I also need to save these. All right, there we go. So now I can start adding them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys could start talking about something else.
Okay. Well, speaking of that, yeah, we kind of skipped ahead. I didn't do this, but since we're gonna be talking about like these next two things, which are kind of related to WB, I'm gonna start things off by saying, apparently during like their latest press holders conference, HBO Max had announced that they are going to be rebranding the service platform. No longer shall it be called HBO Max, but instead it shall be called Max. And I have to say I have to say that's so fucking lazy.
It is.
Like,
it straight is.
I mean, is it me or are these streaming service names keep getting lazier? Disney Plus, Paramount Plus, It all just sounds really lazy.
Netflix. I mean, Netflix makes sense because you're watching a flick on the net.
Yeah, that sounds logical.
Yeah. Yeah, it just...
And then there's Hulu, which I don't know if that's made up. Is that a made up word?
I don't know.
There's Hulu. There's doing... Oh, never mind. Ignore me. I was...
No, what?
No, I said it wrong
Okay.
word. I said a wrong word.
At least
Okay.
NBC's being called Peacock kind of makes sense, because like their logo is a peacock.
Yeah.
Yeah, they rebranded as Peacock, which that works. That definitely works, but just rebranding HBO Max as just Max, it doesn't work, honestly.
It really fucking doesn't.
And like we talked a little bit about this on UU server last night, like in a voice call, but HBO Max has lost touch with a lot of its divisions, like specifically the animation departments, because they are cutting projects left and right. They canceled some really good ideas for projects. Like, we were supposed to get another Scooby-Doo movie that would actually have the Hex Girls return, which would have been amazing. But instead of that, we got that ridiculously Scooby-Doo and Crypto movie.
Hold on, when you say crypto, do you mean crypto the Superdog or cryptocurrency? Hello?
What?
I'm sorry, it's just, yeah, you said Scooby-Doo and crypto. Did you mean Scooby-Doo and cryptocurrency, or
No,
Scooby-Doo
Superman's
and Crypto
pet
the Super...
dog.
I was gonna say, I remember Crypto the Superdog. Hello?
D-pad.
D-pad.
I kicked him from... I disconnected him, and we're going to see if he's going to come back.
Hi!
Are you back now?
Yeah, apparently my connection timed out or something.
Okay.
Oh, that happened earlier with me.
Yeah, so I'm on my phone. I'm on my phone now. So,
hi, D-pad on the phone.
So how do you hear from me?
I was just making a joke. Is it? You said Scooby-Doo meets crypto. I'm like, Crypto the Superdog or cryptocurrency?
Oh, yeah.
The forum,
Yeah, no, it's
Scooby-Doo and Bitcoin.
Yeah, no, it's Scooby-Doo and crypto. Like, I'm just gonna start the rant over again, but like, crap, I forgot what I was gonna say now. But yeah, like instead of like this Scooby-Doo like new movie like with the Hex Girls, they did Scooby-Doo and crypto. And granted, I am happy that the sequel to Scooby-Doo and Crypto did not get picked up, which is good, thank you. But how many more of these Scooby-Doo, Batman, Superman crossovers do we need to see happening?
Oh.
Because enough is enough. Focus on other ideas, not just this stuff, honestly.
At least it's better than Velma.
Oh. Anything is better than Velma at this
We've
point.
already talked enough about Velma.
Yeah, let's not talk about Velma anymore. Okay? Yeah, no, I am also still trying to figure out what's going wrong with my tablet. I think I got it working now. I'll be right back, you guys.
Okay.
Right there. Yeah, here. I don't know why. Okay. Sorry about that, you guys. Like I said before, we're 25 episodes in and we still have some hiccups here and there. We are not professionals at this. Okay.
That's fine. All podcasts have to start small.
Yeah. Okay, but moving on from HBO Max being called Max, we do have some good news, I feel.
Like HBO minus. No, I'm sorry.
And we have some good news, and that is one of the projects that a lot of people had thought would have been axed during the merger between HBO and Discovery. We finally have a bit of confirmation for the Tiny Toons Luniversity reboot. Now, a date has not been officially announced yet, but apparently it's supposed to come out in the fall of next year. And it's also going to be airing simultaneously on Cartoon Network, aside from HBO or Max.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I thought it had a release date. Maybe I was wrong. I think. Oh, it just says coming soon.
Yep. Yeah, there's that. So honestly, I'm excited because like this was a series I was like kind of please don't let it be canceled. Please don't let it be. So I mean, once the show comes out, I'm gonna like actually do a review for the podcast for it, if that's okay with you guys. Because I grew up with Tiny Toon Adventures. It's one of my favorite cartoon series. It's still
Remember Tiny Toons?
I still enjoy watching some of the episodes. So I have to review it at one point. But the other trailer that dropped was for the apparently Gremlins is getting a animated series. Gremlins Secrets of the Mogwai.
Which apparently, according to you, it's a prequel, right?
That's what I heard. It's a prequel before the events of the movie.
Which I don't like the fact that they named Gizmo in that.
Yeah, that's the one thing that bugs me too. But coming from like an animation standpoint, the animation looks nice. Like I like
it
that.
looks really good.
It does.
Yeah.
Like the only criticism I had with it was like I was looking at it and I kept thinking to myself, why do so many of these characters look like bad Asian stereotypes? Like the one guy literally has like squinty eyes and bad teeth. I'm like, I'm sorry, I thought we were living in an era where like anything like that can get you canceled.
I don't know. I'm not gonna say. I don't want.
I mean, I'm not in favor of cancel culture. I'm just saying it does not. I was just like questioning why does the guy look like an Asian stereotype? But does it take place in? It looks like it takes place in China, maybe.
Well, from the premise is like our main character, he ends up crossing paths with like Gizmo, and he's being hunted down by people, and so he has to, with the help of his friends, bring Gizmo back to his home. So it's supposed to, from what I've read, the series is supposed to kind of expand a little bit more on the lore for the Gremlins. Or the Mogwai, sorry.
So, like, again, I don't know much about Gremlins.
Yeah, I'm honestly trying to remember myself because it's been forever since I've actually watched the Gremlin movies, and I know that a lot of people dislike the Gremlins sequel, Gremlins 2, The New Batch, but me and a mutual friend of me and Toaster's, Nina, we like talking about that movie, and we came up with like a joke between like the two of us for that movie. So I'm actually excited for like the series just because I like Gremlins. But that series is in no way more like there's the other series that I am really excited for, and you guys know I have been counting down for this, and that is we finally have our first official full trailer for a brand new series brought to you by Disney Plus and the Muppet Studio, Muppets Mayhem. I am fucking stoked for this series, you guys.
I saw the trailer this morning.
And what were your thoughts?
I think it is definitely one of those things where I need to suspend my disbelief a lot.
Really? How so?
They say the Electric Mayhem has been around for like years and years, and they've never recorded an album.
Yeah.
And that's the whole plot.
Yeah. So like they're finally after all this time, they're finally going to be recording an album, which is just
again,
hilarious.
It's the Muppets, so I expect them to be kind of tongue-in-cheek about it.
Yeah.
But it is one of those things where I will have to suspend my disbelief and try not to overthink things. But again, it's Muppets. You don't question it.
Yep.
Yeah. And I will say this. I am really happy that Disney is actually starting to do more stuff with like this franchise. It's not just like, appearances in that. Like, Muppets Now did not do as well as Disney had thought it would have done. So I'm really happy that they actually decided to allow Bill Beretta, the puppeteer behind like Dr. Teeth, Ralph the Dog, and like the Muppet Studio, they're working really closely with this team to develop this series. And out of any character that you could have, like a series based on a Muppet character, the Electric Mayhem really surprised me with like the announcement for this series based on them. I like it.
It could work.
It's like, okay, like not only are we getting to like see like the band together, but it's also supposed to explain how the band met in the first place and how they formed the Electric Mayhem.
Because, like, we see them in the Muppet movie, which is, like, supposedly the Muppet origin story, but from what I remember in that movie, like, the band was already together, right?
Yeah, the band was already together. Like, their plan was they were going to turn, like, the church that they were practicing their music into, like, a coffee house. Yeah, and then it's actually funny because, when the Electric Mayhem actually performed at Outside Land, this huge festival in San Francisco, one of the songs that they had done halfway through it, Floyd and Janice talk about how like they met Kermit for the first time and like how the frog, as Floyd points out, gave them a chance to perform their music for thousands of people.
Aww.
Yeah, I love that. So I have to say this. I hope that at some point through this series we get a Kermit appearance. Because it sounds like this series is going to be kind of like the Office type thing, like where like you're interviewing like the characters and like all that stuff.
Oh, like a band documentary.
Yeah, honestly. So I kind of hope that we get a Kermit cameo and maybe Scooter, because apparently Scooter was originally the band's manager before they took off on their own. Yeah. I know my Muppet lore, but the cameos that are going to be in the show, I think me and my friend Steven, the cameo we loved the most was Weird Al Yankovic.
That's the one everyone loves.
Weird Al and the Muppets sounds like a match made in heaven.
Definitely. And I will say, like at the end of the trailer, just that whole bit, like talk about a real cliffhanger. Disney Plus is going to love this. That just had me burst out laughing at work when I watched the trailer.
Yeah, that is a good one.
Yeah, so I really hope this series is good. I'm definitely going to talk more about it once the series comes out, just so you guys are aware.
I'm going to tell my sister about it. She has recently been getting into the Muppets and stuff. She loves it.
Awesome.
One thing I will say about the whole thing is that I see it as the Country Bears, but good.
Yes. That's actually a good idea. Let's be honest. The Country Bears movie did not do good.
I think I saw it as a kid, but I don't remember liking it.
Imagine to my surprise when I found out that Haley Joel Osment was the main character, and then I'm like thinking, wait, why does that name sound familiar? Then I'm thinking, crap, it's Sora from Kingdom Hearts. How does it go from to that?
Does he owe Disney money or something?
I don't know.
It sounds like
but yeah. Alright, so we've reached our final topic for this podcast. And we talked about this before, but just a heads up, we're not going to be giving any spoilers because neither of us have seen this movie yet, but we're here just to talk about the aftermath of the Super Mario Bros. Movie, because man, does it have the internet all in a tizzy.
In a good way.
Yeah, definitely in a good way. Oh, yeah.
I definitely want to see it at some point.
That's my trip for this weekend, because my group, we're going to see the movie together as a group, so I'm really excited for that. But it's I've heard reports reviews in that Illumination destroyed Disney with this movie, because Disney, Disney's number one when it comes to animation. Yeah, not so much anymore.
I think it's crazy that Disney has for such a long time been the animation mega giant, and they're really falling right now since they've been churning out a lot of an overabundance of remakes and some pretty lackluster originals, Meanwhile, Illumination, which has kind of been at best, aside from maybe the first Despicable Me movie, has just turned out a banger.
Yeah, like I think we talked about this before, Yu, and like a lot of people were kind of just doubting Illumination for this. Like they're thinking Illumination is going to screw this up.
Yep.
They did not screw this movie up. They
No.
actually did a bang up job from what I heard.
Nope.
Like, yeah, like you have people mixed for this movie too, because you have some people that are saying all the movie was just catering to fan service. Like there's so many references, so many Easter eggs for the Mario lore, but that's okay because
Hello?
And D-pad cut out again.
You left
I
us
cut
on
out
a
again?
cliffhanger.
Yes.
You left us on a cliffhanger.
Oh frick.
Cliffhanger.
What was the last thing I said? What was the last thing I said? I'll just say like okay. I'll start like
just start over.
Yeah. Okay. So you have people in a tizzy because you have some people are saying that the movie was okay, but then you have others that are saying that it's all it is fan service, Easter eggs, and that. And I say, so what? How long has Mario been around for?
Like 40 years?
More than that. I think 90 now? Maybe 80?
90?
I don't know.
She's like... Yeah. I don't think it's been that many. I know that Donkey Kong came out in 1981.
30, yeah, around 40 years.
Yeah, 40 years. That's right. So like, they have every right to like do whatever Easter eggs references they want, because this is like the Mario movie that fans have been wanting for like ever. Because we got this, a good Mario movie, and not the train wreck that was like the live action stuff. Because the live action Mario movie, you had directors that did not care about the source material. Illumination's team, they care deeply about the source material, and it shows in this movie. The animation, the music, fantastic from what I've heard. I am definitely excited for this movie.
Like, and again, I've played some Mario games. Like, I know like how it works and everything. I'm not like a super fan. I'm like I guess a casual fan.
Mm-hmm.
But I still want to see it.
Yeah,
I might ask my brother and sister if they want to see it this weekend.
Yeah, and a funny thing, apparently Jack Black's trying to get Pedro Pascal to be Wario in the sequel.
Yeah.
We're gonna do a sequel?
Apparently.
Well, that was fast.
Yeah, and speaking of like the Mario movie, John Leguizamo, like the actor who played Luigi from the original Mario movie, apparently he is boycotting the movie.
I think that's kind of basically a joke, from what I've heard.
No, it's actually true.
It reminds me of something.
Yeah, he's really being petty about it because he's ticked off that the Mario the Mario movie didn't like actually have any Latinos in it apparently.
And it's like there's
only like 3 humans in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 of them are Italian.
Yeah.
Like, what more do you want?
Yeah. Yeah. Like that's this is what I heard. Take it with a grain of salt, okay?
Yeah.
Take it with a tiniest inch of grain of salt.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah. I will try and find more information and like let you guys know. Okay, there we go. But yeah, I would love to see him as Wario. Like not John, but Pascal. Because he actually he did like a skit for Saturday Night Live where he played Mario, and it was like hilarious. It was like a Mad Max Mario type thing.
Okay, I want to see that now.
I will link it to you after if I can find it.
Okay.
Definitely. But yeah, we do have one last thing to show, and that's you brought this up, and that's because they did a trailer for Tears of the Kingdom, and we finally have what Ganondorf looks like.
Yeah, we fucking do.
Yeah.
Did you say Gandalf or Ganondorf?
Ganondorf.
Ganon.
Oh, it's a Zelda thing.
Yeah.
If D-pad could also send it to Toaster, that would be very helpful.
Oh, definitely. I will send it to you in private Toaster, okay?
Thank you.
Yeah, okay. All right. And there you go, Toasty. Sent. There we go.
Oh, he looks kind of badass.
Oh,
I know.
okay, I have to copy the thing because it's saved as a WebP image.
And he appears to have are those ridges on his forehead?
He looks like
Klingon?
a fucking samurai, and I fucking love it.
Yep. Samurai Ganon.
Okay.
I fucking
Just
love
saying,
it.
his head is giving me Klingon vibes.
God damn it, Toaster, really?
I'm sorry.
God damn it. Great, now I'm gonna picture Ganondorf in like a Star Trek, Starfleet uniform now. Thank you for that. Thank you for that image.
Yeah, no, he's in like Klingon armor or something. He has a boob window.
Oh god. Let me know when you posted the image up so the viewers can watch Yuyu.
I already have it. I've already removed it.
Okay. All right. Okay. But yeah, Tears of the Kingdom comes out next month. I still have to get pre-order that game. I'm kind of debating if I'm gonna pre-order that or if I'm gonna pick up the Mega Man Battle Network collection.
I'm doing Mega Man.
I'm kind of 50-50 on both because I haven't played the Mega Man Battle Network games in a long time and want to get but at the same time, Tears of the Kingdom, sequel to Breath of the Wild, good game. So I have to budget my money wisely, people. Why Nintendo? Just you do this to me? But
They're there. It's gonna be all right.
well, I'm gonna have to rob a bank. I'm gonna have to use you as
that's-
a scapegoat, Toaster.
Oh, that sucks.
So, anything else before we wrap things up for this weekend? This week, you guys?
Not really.
I don't think so.
All right.
It was really nice.
All right.
I'm glad
As
to be
always-
a part of the show.
We're happy to have you here. Honestly, having a third person, the banter is a lot more fun. Honestly.
Oh, gee, thanks.
All right.
Well, I'm saying it's fun with you too, Yuyu. Having a third person to bounce off each other, it's fun.
We're like a little comedy trio.
Yeah.
we're like Ed, Ed and Eddie. Or like
I want to say Yuyu's probably the only sane person here. Me and Toaster are probably the insane ones. I mean, tell me I'm wrong.
something like that.
But sort of the Yin and Yang podcast. Be sure to follow YuyuKirby over on his Twitch. Toaster's link to her deviant art will be in the description below. Check her art out; it's freaking fantastic.
Thank you.
Again, huge thank you to my friend Hannah for providing the voiceover for the beginning of the video. As always, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And also, the link for our Discord server will be in the description below as well. As always, I've been your host, D-Pad. Later days.
This is YuyuKirby. Take care, everyone.
And this is RobotToaster. Have a good night.